Hello beautiful souls, this is Deloche from Girl and Her Moon, and we are approaching a new moon in Taurus. So what does the new moon in Taurus suggest for us? What kind of action should we take? The new moon in Taurus suggests taking it easy during this time. According to the astrological aspects of what's happening in the stars, it is saying that we should not be complaining about boredom. We should make an art out of staying at home, making and doing new or quiet things, creating as the alternative to consuming. This is not the time to resist change, nor is it the time to overreact. A well-considered, methodical, patient, and step-by-step approach is best during this time. Use your higher self-awareness from Uranus to change bad habits and improve your personal hygiene during this time. Take responsibility for vulnerable family members, friends, and neighbors. It is important to make an effort and be more welcoming and less restrictive. So, that is the astrological message that I have. But I also have a message from the angels and guides as well. So what do these angels and guides say to us during this time? They are saying that we are doorways or portals to the upper by nature of being. We are all radios, always in broadcast, and our broadcast is our consciousness and our expression. Words are the energy of the Creator and action. So if words are the energy of the Creator, which is an action, I have something like a ritual that you could probably do during the new moon, as the new moon is a time for seeding those new intentions. And this is like a ritual for well-being, for health. So you can maybe say this to yourselves a few times. Write it down and say it to yourselves a few times. Or you can say it every day. So if words are the energy of the Creator in action, as an action, and we are like radios, always in broadcast, and our broadcast is our consciousness and our expression. It will be our collective consciousness and our collective expression as well. So the words to this ritual are: I am well-being through my body. Well-being, I am well-being. I am well-being through my vibration. Well-being, I am well-being. I am well-being of knowing of myself as well-being. Well-being, I am well-being. I am well-being through all that I see before me. Well-being, I am well-being. Thank you. So you can maybe repeat those words whenever you desire, possibly best during the new moon as a ritual. And hope that helps. So let's get to the stars, the signs, and see what the tarot, what kind of messages are coming through the tarot for the signs. We will start with Aries first, and we will conclude with Pisces. And you can click onto the time stamps that are below to go direct to it. But please listen to your ascendant sign as yourself expression, outwardly expression. And listen to your moon sign as your emotional expression, and your sun sign obviously as well. So let's go. Aries, 6 cards. We've got 6 cards in this layout, and let's see what comes through for you. Okay, so the very first question, as always, questions are corresponding to each and every one of these cards. So stronger the questions, the stronger the answers. The very first question is corresponding to the King of Cups, and it's saying, how can you integrate more love, peace and tranquility into your life right now? The King of Cups represents emotional intelligence. There is a balance between the mind and the heart. The King of Cups is the masculine energies of the water element, which is related to emotions and feelings. So the more you are connected in a harmonious, balanced way between the heart and the head, being emotionally intelligent, you will be able to integrate more love, peace and tranquility into your life right now, Aries. So what will help you become more accepting of what you cannot control during this time? It is saying that you can't control what's happening during this time. It is something that is out of your control, but it is also something that you can do by control within your own space. So regardless of what's happening externally, you can control what's happening within your own space. There will be a win-win situation here. Okay? What will happen? Find a win-win situation. Try to control what's happening within your own space. Do not try to control everything. That's what it's saying. Okay, so what are the cycles of life, nature, and the earth trying to teach you at this time? They're saying, do not lose hope. Wish upon that star for things to be beautiful again. Okay, so the star is saying, do not have that feeling where things are going to get worse. The star is saying, always have faith. Star is saying your wishes are going to come true. So it's all about not losing faith and wishing, because your wishes are going to come true. Okay? Not losing hope, not losing faith. So how can you be more loving, nurturing and compassionate at a collective level? Look at your skills. Look at what you want to attain. Look in what way you want to put out into the world. What is it that you want to put out into the world? What is it you want to achieve and to put out into the world? Look at your skills. Look at your potentials. Okay, so look at those options. What are your options here? How can you be more loving, nurturing, and compassionate at a collective level? Maybe you're a good writer. Maybe you're good at something where you can add to that compassion, where you can add to that love that will be collected in the collective, which will add to the energies So what daily activities will help you to become energetically aligned, mind, body, and soul? We have the Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords are all about some sort of force where you're feeling forced internally through your mind clearly to do something. If you feel like you are forced to do something in your mind, do it. It may not be turning out too well, but who knows, it may turn out to be really good. This is a double-edged sword, so either way, it's something that gives you some sort of force mentally where you feel like you need to do something within your own space, within your own time. You should do it. That way, you will find a certain daily activity that will help you to become energetically more aligned, mind, body, and soul. Okay, so yours is coming through the mind first. So the message from Mama Moon. Mama Moon is saying, this is a waiting time. This is the time to wait, look at your desires. It could be like you looking at the world. See the world there, the globe in the man's hand. It could be you standing, looking out into the horizon and looking at the world and saying, I wanted to go travel here or go travel there. You will, but you need to be patient. This is the card of patience. Okay, it's time to wait. No action in this one. So that is for you, Aries. I hope you enjoy the Taurus New Moon energies. Taurus, this is your moon. This is your time. And let's see what comes through for you. Six cards. Okay, so the very first card represents how can you integrate more love, peace, and tranquility into your life right now, Taurus? Having inner fulfillment, having happiness with the family. Okay, so more love, peace, and tranquility into your life right now with the family, having inner fulfillment. Feeling those moments of happiness and making the most of it. If you look at the Rainbow of Cups, rainbows do not last long. When we see it, we look at it with wow. We celebrate it. And that's like before that rainbow has disappeared, you know, celebrate that moment. In those moments, enjoy them. Those are the moments that you need to experience where you are uplifted energetically. So what will help you become more accepting of what you cannot control during this time? We have the King of Swords. The King of Swords is an outwardly expressed masculine energy or yang energy, which is like more outwardly expressed energy basically. So the energies of the swords, which is mental, more of a mental processes of the mind, air element card. It's saying that it's time to disconnect yourself from these situations that you cannot control. Disconnect yourself from it. be distant and aloof to it, and stay cool, calm, and collected, especially at a mindful level. The next card is showing us what are the cycles of life or nature or the earth trying to teach you at this time. It's saying that having the people that you love that are close to you at the moment, that are around you, maybe you need to be finding what is good within that, finding the good of that, finding a reason to be able to embrace the good, the positive side of being with these people that are with you at the moment, within your space. Now, if you are not with anyone, Taurus, you can connect through the internet and kind of, socialize as well through the internet. So connecting with people, you are realizing that your social interactions were very important to you, okay? The people that you care for, the people that you love, having their closeness was important to you, is important to you. You're understanding this more now through what you are going through. The next card is, how can you be more loving, nurturing, and compassionate at a collective level? Well, we have the Wheel of Fortune, and the Wheel of Fortune is saying, by aligning your energies. The Wheel of Fortune shows energies being out of alignment. So by saying that, I say this, but sometimes people don't understand it. They go, what does that mean? What does it mean aligning the energies? Whatever's happening now in the world, by not going against it, but by not trying to change it, by not trying to hold on to things that are no longer serving you, certain habits, certain ways of life, living, it's changing. It's part of this cycle. It's something that you cannot control. And by trying to control that, you'll only frustrate yourself. You will split your energies, your own energies. So your heart will be saying something else. Your head will be saying something else. Spiritually, you will not be settled. Your energies will be ungrounded, where you will start feeling physical ailments as well, possibly. So the best thing to do is to accept what's happening and align with the energies and look towards the future with hope, because the Wheel of Fortune does not always end up in the negative position. You don't always become bankrupt. This is a card that says, sometimes we have downs and sometimes we have ups. So this is like a winter season that we are experiencing, and soon we will start to experience spring and summer as well. So whatever is happening in your life at the moment, by accepting the changes that are happening in your life and being disconnected and not trying to control it, being cool, calm, and aloof about it, then you will be able to feel more loving, nurturing, and compassionate. And those feelings will be collected in the collective consciousness, and it will be an outward energy, like a portal, okay? An outward energy of the creator's action, creator and action, okay? So that's what comes through with the Wheel of Fortune. The next card is showing me what daily activities will help you to become energetically aligned through your mind, body, and soul. And what I have here is the Six of Swords. Swords represent the mind, the processes of the mind. So it is saying that through the mind, through the processes of the mind, find ways to move forward from what you feel is chaotic, okay? What you feel is chaotic. See the waves there? They're kind of like all over the place. You're moving towards calmer waters. In other words, in your mind, you're going away, moving away from the thoughts of chaos towards more calm, more serene mindset. Okay, so maybe that could include things like meditation or napping, sleeping. Those are good as well. So the more you rest your mind, the more you disconnect yourself from what you feel is something that is out of your control, that is chaotic, and accepting that this is some sort of change that has to happen. It's part of life, because everything within this universe is in constant movement and change and evolution. Nothing stands still. Nothing is still. There is no such thing as being still in this universe. So you have to accept that there has to be some changes and movement. And by meditating, by accepting, then in your mind you will be able to find more peace and more calm. So, message from Mama Moon. Mama Moon is saying, balance your life, your routine, bring it into balance, but at the same time, while you're doing that, do not forget to enjoy what you're doing, okay? See the man doing the balancing act, he's actually dancing and entertaining, so he's happy. He's saying, while you're doing all that balancing act within your life, this could be your daily routine, this could be your chores, your money, anything. While you're doing all that, enjoy every moment of the day, because that day is not going to come back again. Okay, so that's the message from Mama Moon for you, Taurus. I hope you enjoy the Taurus New Moon energies. Gemini, let's see what comes through for you. Okay, we've got the very first card, something about money. You are in the second house, so it is about your money, your possessions, things that you value. Okay, so let's see what's happening for you, Gemini. Very first card. How can you integrate more love, peace, and tranquility into your life right now? Well, we've got the Ten of Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles is saying, keep in contact with everyone in your life, including your family, your distant family, grandparents, grandkids, children, pets, and acknowledge that you have your possessions. The coins represent your possessions, your money. Okay, acknowledge that you have your possessions and your money. Okay, so you've got your security. Even if you don't have security, you've got family there for you. Okay, so family is very important for you during this time. and your money, the things that you own, your possessions, as well as what you value in life, okay? Your value could be not just money, or say your money, the money that you earn, your possessions that you own, but it can also be family as well, okay? So try to integrate more love, peace and tranquility into your life right now by acknowledging the fact that there is family there for you when you need. Okay, so that's coming through. The second card is what will help you become more accepting of what you cannot control during this time. Okay, what will help you become more accepting of what you cannot control during this time? Maybe you should have a look at your inner thoughts. Maybe you're not expressing what you really need to express. Maybe you're not being very clear about what you should be expressing. Maybe you're not coming across with a clean slate. Maybe you're hiding your true intentions or thoughts because you don't want to rock the boat. Or maybe you are running away from the truth. Okay? So do not run away from the truth. Accept the truth because you cannot control what's happening during this time. Just accept it. It's part of what's happening. The third card is what are the cycles of life, nature or the earth trying to teach you during this time? They're trying to teach you that what you have achieved that has given you emotional satisfaction is the main thing. Okay, it's not about acquiring material possessions. It's about accumulating the experiences through your achievements, emotional experiences. Okay, so that's what's important to you. That's what's coming through. So these cycles, these things that happen in life, and what's happening through nature, you are also thankful for what nature is giving you in a sense, because you're feeling emotionally fulfilled. This card is also saying that maybe you should also lay off the drinks, or too much fluids during this time is not good for you. Okay, so kind of like lay off that for a while, and only consume what is just enough. Do not overdo it. Okay, so that's another thing that's coming through. The next card is telling me how you can be more loving, nurturing, and compassionate at a collective level. I have the Death card. It's saying that you will be going through some sort of transformation. Okay, some sort of transformation where you will be coming across being more different in a sense, with loving and nurturing and being compassionate. There's going to be some sort of transcending in some way with your energy. I think you are evolving in some way. Okay, so energetically there is some sort of transcending happening within you. So if you feel a little bit different energetically, if you feel certain elements within you energy wise, okay, so things that you've never experienced before, Just know that this is a way of you transcending in some way. You are being enlightened. You are transforming energetically. You're growing, and by reflecting this loving and nurturing and compassionate energy, it's all being collected into the collective expression of that energy. Okay, so maybe you're being affected by the collective expression of love, nurture, and compassion. That's another thing as well, because you come across as a very sensitive sign. So what daily activities will help you to become energetically aligned with your mind, body, and soul? We have the Queen of Pentacles. Now, the Queen of Pentacles, she's a creative person, okay? All the queens are creative, but she's more so creative within the home. She is more so creative within the home, maybe with some nice home-cooked meals or crafts, more so to do with nature. So maybe she's, you know, maybe you want to sow those seeds into the ground, do a veggie garden or something like that, or yeah, maybe make some homemade pie. Look at your business plan, what you want to achieve in the future. Maybe get a business plan done, plan that out. Okay, so any one of those is what is coming through with the Queen of Pentacles. Being productive, either practically or even business-wise as well. Okay, so planning that business that you wanted to do, planning something that you want to earn money from, where you can take action towards it later in the future. You've got the seed there in your lap that's going to turn into money. But this could also be the seed that you put into the ground, which is going to grow and become those vegetables you will have in the summer. Okay, depending on where you are in the world as well. If you're in the southern hemisphere, you will be seeding winter vegetables. If you're in the northern hemisphere, you'll be seeding summer vegetables during this time. So the message from Mama Moon comes through as the Tower, because we've got the Tower as well as the Death card. It does represent some sort of foundational shift to your whole being. The Moon is saying there is big changes happening within you, Gemini. There are sudden changes happening within your energetic makeup. You are growing. The old way is crumbling down. It's tumbling down quickly and suddenly. Things are changing. Okay, you're one of the signs who will be affected very quickly by this energetic shift. There is an energetic shift happening. So that is for you, Gemini. I hope you enjoyed that reading and enjoy the Taurus New Moon energies. Cancer, Cancer, sweet, sweet Cancer. Let's see what comes through for you. Okay, 6 cards. Okay, for Cancer, The very first card we have is the Temperance card. The Temperance is the angel that aligns the energies. The Temperance with the cups, where it is not flowing liquid, it's actually some sort of energetic flow, because liquid does not flow that way through the cups, and it's actually going upwards, not downwards, because the energy never goes down, it goes up, it grows up. It's like when you are growing, as you get older, you don't grow younger, you grow older. So that's what the energies are. The energies grow upwards, or go upwards, or ascend upwards, ascending. So the question that integrates or corresponds with this card is, how can you integrate more love, peace and tranquility into your life right now, Cancer? With the Temperance card, it is saying by aligning your energies, by being grounded, being in touch with the earth in some way, bringing your energies, your mind, body and soul into alignment. Some people don't know what this means. They don't understand what this means when we say bringing your energies into alignment. It just means that we are human beings. We live on this earth. We are not spiritual beings only. We are also human beings at the moment, while we're still in this lifetime. So to be functioning at all levels, through the mind, through the physical body, as well as the energy body. The energy body is the aura, which is our soul in a sense. Okay, the energy body is attached to the physical body. Now, the physical body needs to be grounded by the earth, because we are made from the earth. We feed ourselves from the earth. We need those elements, we need the minerals, we need the water. So you need to feed yourself properly, you need to have good hygiene, you need to hydrate yourself, you need to get your feet in contact with the earth and water as well, to be able to absorb the energies that rise up from the earth through your feet, through the chakras of the souls, into the body, where all your energy centers that are attached to each and every one of those organs through a hormone secreting gland that is attached to a meridian that runs through. They're just like the arteries and the veins. So you need the energy coming from the earth that absorbs into the body and then also released back into the earth as well. It's not just about releasing it into the earth. You also need to absorb the energies of the earth, to feel grounded, to feel like you've got your feet firmly on the ground. Otherwise you will feel like you are flying or floating in some sort of time or space, and you're not even understanding what is happening around you. Your mental your mind, your mental processes will not be done properly. Your nervous system will be fried. Especially now that, you know, everyone's using all of these computers and phones and everything. You really need that. So how can you integrate more love, peace and tranquility into your life right now? Being aligned. Once you are aligned, you can understand your true self much better. you can get in touch with your own higher self, with your intuition, and by that you can feel ways to integrate more love and peace and tranquility into your life. Alignment is everything for you at this moment. So what will help you become more accepting of what you cannot control during this time? What will help you become more accepting of what you cannot control during this time? Well, it's saying suck it up. We know you are heartbroken. We know that you feel sad, you feel grief, you feel, you probably feel fear. It's saying, well, it's time to suck it up. It's something that's happening. We're all experiencing it. There is nothing we can do about it at this moment. We are just trying to, pull through as best we can. There's no reason why you should go and hide and run away from the world. Okay? There's nothing you can do by separating yourself from everyone else. It's just saying, face it. Okay? You just need to face your fears. So, what are the cycles of life, nature, and the earth trying to teach you at this time, Cancer? It's saying, well, it can't get any worse than this. This is probably the worst. The only way you can get up from this position is up. Okay, so this is the worst that can happen. It can't get any worse than this. Okay, and it's only a cycle. It's very close to the end. To the end of the situation. So it can't get any worse than this. The only way after this is upwards. Okay? The next card we have is the Star card. That's a beautiful card. So how can you be more loving, nurturing, and compassionate at a collective level? By having hope, not losing that hope, that faith, things are going to get better. The star is shining. Wish upon that star. Make a wish. Manifest it. Now, if everybody did that at the same time during the new moon, whoa, can you imagine the energies? And also that feeling of belief, of hope that it's going to be a very beautiful beginning the very next day. Wow, that collective energy is probably going to boom it. So yeah, the Star card is saying, do not lose hope, have faith. Okay, so the fifth card is what daily activities will help you to become energetically aligned, mind, body, and soul. Well, you can do many things, especially if you're at home, you can do many things. But it's saying that you need to have a balance, okay? So have a balance with everything that you do. Do a bit of this, a bit of that, but do not forget to maintain that fun and joy while you're doing whatever it is that you're doing, okay? Because you will not experience today again. Today will be gone. So make the most of it. And the message from Mama Moon is saying, lay off the news. It's not helping you. Okay? Maybe a dose once every 2 days is best. If you've glued your eyes to the screen where you are constantly listening to the news or looking on the web and reading about the news of what's happening, this is saying you need to stop it. Okay, so move away from that. It's not helping you. So, Cancer, that is your tarot reading. I hope you have enjoyed it. Enjoy the Taurus New Moon energies. Leo, let's see what comes through for you. Whoa. So these cards are just jumping out, or am I being clumsy? I think I'm being clumsy. Okay, Leo, let's see what these 6 cards have for you for the Taurus New Moon. In the last moon reading, we had the Hermit a lot with most of the cards. This is the first time I'm seeing the Hermit with this reading, and we're on Leo. So, okay, so we got our 6 cards. Let's start with the beginning. And the beginning, we have the beginning, which is the Ace. Ace of Wands represents the beginning, the very beginning. It's like the Aries card or the baby. Aries is the baby of the Zodiac, and Ace of Wands is the baby of the tarot cards, minor arcana cards. So the Ace of Wands corresponds with the question, how can you integrate more love, peace, and tranquility into your life right now with more passion, more creation? Be creative. Be creative, be more passionate, new ideas. Okay, so maybe by being more sexy, I feel like, you know, there's going to be a lot of new babies by next year. So this could be like a sign for you as well. So, yeah. How can you integrate more love, peace, and tranquility into your life right now with more new passion, new ideas, new ventures, you know, new things you can explore within your own space at the moment. Okay? So what will help you become more accepting of what you cannot control during this time, Leo? And we have the 9 of Wands. The 9 of Wands is saying have healthy boundaries. Are you going out without your mask? Put it on. Be more careful. Have that social distancing. You need to have healthy boundaries. So what will help you become more accepting of what you cannot control during this time? By not forgetting those healthy boundaries. Okay? The next card represents what are the cycles of life, nature, and earth trying to teach you at this time. So either one of those. They're trying to teach you that not everything has to be done physically. So if you are used to working, say, in a physical field, maybe it's time to not do that anymore. Do it in a different way. But this is also saying that maybe it's time to also take those responsibilities. We are responsible for what's happened in the world with, say, how we kept it clean. As we know, during this time, pollution has dropped dramatically all around the world. So taking responsibility for things like that, taking responsibility for the old way of being, how it used to be, and now consider what it's going to be like with the new way of being. Okay, so the earth is saying, the Earth's atmosphere at the moment is much cleaner. Pollution has dropped dramatically because people are not out most of the time. Now, this is a responsibility that we have to understand, that we have caused that. There are more animals frolicking around because there's hardly any human beings around anymore. So that's another thing. Maybe there's going to be more animals coming closer to our living zones. And maybe we are pushing them away from their natural habitats. Things like that. Okay, so this is what the nature and earth is trying to teach you during this time about the responsibility that we have on our shoulders in regards to what's happening and what has been happening and what's happening now. Okay, so how can you be more loving, nurturing and compassionate at a collective level? It is saying that without feeling the sadness, without feeling the sorrow, without feeling the separation, you need to accept that you are part of a whole. You are part of the collective. You have to gather yourself up mentally and release that depression. Let go. Okay. The next card is what daily activities will help you to become energetically aligned, mind, body and soul? The Hermit. The Hermit is saying maybe you need alone time where you will be doing inner work, where you will be doing spiritual inner work. You'll be searching for your purpose in life. You will be doing a lot of research, spiritual research, maybe looking for direction in what attracts your attention, which relates to your inner spiritual work. It could be finding out more about spiritual stuff. Okay, so these are the daily activities that will help you to become energetically aligned through mind, body and soul. And the last card is a message from Mama Moon, and the Mama Moon is saying during the new moon, your intuition is going to be very strong. So you may get messages such as unexpected thoughts, unexpected ideas, sudden fragments of imagery in your mind, even while you're dreaming, in your dream state. You may get some sort of information. When you get them, jot them down and then have a look at them deeply. What's happening? Okay, so that's the message from Mama Moon. Okay, Leo, so I hope you have enjoyed your tarot reading and enjoy the Taurus New Moon energies. Virgo, Virgo, Virgo. Let's see what comes through for you. We've got a 6-card spread. Let's see what comes through. Okay, so Virgo, we've got questions corresponding to each and every one of these cards, and the very first card we have is the Knight of Wands. So how can you integrate more love, peace and tranquility into your life right now? The Knight of Wands is saying that you need to move, as in physical movement. So it is saying that you need to move around. If you are unable to go outside, or if you have a garden of some sort, maybe move around in your garden, maybe move around in your house. If you're able to go for a jog, maybe go for a jog. If you can, maybe do some sort of dancing, do some sort of dancing. You need to move around. Physical movement is required by you at this very moment. And by doing so, You will be able to release the tension, where you will be able to feel more tranquil, and you will be able to have more peace and express your love, basically. Okay, so if you aren't able to release this tension that you have physically, you are going to be frustrated. That's what that card says. The next card is what will help you become more accepting of what you cannot control during this time. So what will help you become more accepting? By respecting other people's differences, okay? By respecting other people's distances. Distancing, social distancing. So respecting other people's differences, respecting other people's distances, and not being competitive, okay? Not being competitive, and not being conflicting either, okay? So you need to be able to accept what you can't control during this time. So you need to accept the fact that there has to be some sort of respect towards others for their differences, for their distances, social distances, as well as not being competitive and conflicting either. Okay, so accept that fact. The next card is, what are the cycles of life, nature, and the earth trying to teach you during this time? Okay, it is saying that this is a cycle that you are going through. The cycle is coming to the end, and the only way up from this cycle is upwards. There is no other way down. You're flat on your face anyway, so there is no other way you can go further down. The only way is up. So in other words, it's saying that the situation is an upward swing, which is a more positive. Okay, so you're over the negative. The negative is kind of like, this is like towards the end of the negative. Now we're going towards the positive. Okay, so this card is saying that this is a cycle, and this is something that is part of nature that's happening now, that we do not have control over, and we have to accept what's happening around us. And if we have a look at the earth now, the pollution in the air is like dramatically dropped. So it's like, you know, that's like teaching us something, showing us something. So try to understand the meaning behind of what's happening. Okay, so that's what this card is saying. The next card is how you can be more loving, nurturing, and compassionate at a collective level. It is saying, look at situations through other people's perspectives, or look at whatever it is that you're looking at from another perspective, from a different perspective. Think outside the box or something like that, but be patient. Do not push the issue. Do not force the issue. Be patient. Patience is important here, as well as sacrifice. Okay, sacrificing is also important. So loving and nurturing and being compassionate at a collective level comes through sacrifice, comes through being patient, and comes through looking at situations from the other person's perspective or from a different perspective than yours. Okay? The next card is what daily activities will help you to become energetically aligned through your mind, body, and soul. And I'm saying practical things. So if you're doing practical things, maybe creative things, maybe things that you are, you know, like making and you're putting aside to sell later, things like that. So things that you can invest in. Okay, making things within your own space now that you can sell and invest in. That's another thing. Okay, so you don't have to open up a store, you can do it online. Yeah, but being creative, being practical and creative, that's what's coming through. And the last card is a message from Mama Moon to you, Virgo. And Mama Moon is saying, well, within the security of your own home, regardless of how your security is, where your security is financially or materially, enjoy it to the most. Okay? Be grateful, have gratitude for what you have already. Enjoy what nature is providing for you through its fruits, through the animals that you keep as pets. Okay, so be grateful for everything that you have at the moment. That's what Mama Moon is saying to you, my dear Virgos. So that is for you, and enjoy the Taurus New Moon energies, Virgo. Okay, so Libra. Let's have a look and see what is ahead for you. Okay, Libra. Now, we've got our 6 cards in this layout, and the very first card we have is the 10 of Cups. So the 10 of Cups is saying, how can you integrate more love, peace, and tranquility into your life right now? Is by having inner fulfillment and joy and happiness. Okay, so once you find your inner fulfillment, joy, and happiness, as well as the joy and happiness and inner satisfaction with your family, you will be able to celebrate the Rainbow of Cups. So the Rainbow of Cups, cups here representing emotions and feelings. The rainbow does not last long. It's there for only a little while, and while we see it, we enjoy it, we celebrate it. It's like something very out of, like out of the ordinary. It's saying enjoy each and every moment as much as possible with inner fulfillment, joy, and happiness, as if you're always celebrating this beautiful rainbow. So the second card is the 3 of Wands, and the 3 of Wands is what will help you become more accepting of what you cannot control during this time. Well, the 3 of Wands is saying you're playing the waiting game. You're waiting, you're itching to go there, across into the horizon, where you've got your eyes glued on. Okay, so it's like you want to be there, you really want to go there, you really want to go and experience what's out there. You want to experience, you want to see, you want to taste and touch and feel and all of that. So this is saying, well, you're waiting, you're doing the waiting game. It's time to do the waiting game. You need to wait, and once it's over, then you can go. Basically, it's all about waiting. Okay, so inaction. So what will help you become more accepting of what you cannot control during this time? By not acting on anything that requires you to move from one location to another location. Okay, so if you're thinking of moving house, thinking of moving, going somewhere else, it's saying do not move. It's not the time to do that. Okay, so the next card, what are the cycles of life or nature or the earth trying to teach you at this time? We have the Tower card. And the Tower card is a sign of foundational shifts. So it's saying that this is a cycle where the old is crumbling down and then you'll have to rebuild the new. And nature is saying that it is something that has to happen for you to realize what is beneficial within nature and what is not. So what is good for the earth and what is not. So with your experiences now, you are actually understanding the better way, possibly, of applying yourself or living in a certain way. Okay, so for instance, at the moment we have seen that pollution in the air has dropped dramatically, and there are more animals being seen around. A lot of places have cleansed itself very quickly. So what does this tell us? It tells us that, you know, the earth or nature itself, in a sense, is kind of like, you know, it can clear itself quickly as long as we don't interfere with it as much. It can restore itself very quickly. But it's also saying that this is a cycle that you're going through where you're learning what is wrong and what is right, and you're also learning of a new way of being collectively. Okay. The next card is how you can be more loving and nurturing and compassionate at a collective level by being grateful for what you have, by being grateful for your emotional experiences of what you have experienced. Okay, so this is like emotional satisfaction, or emotional satisfaction through accomplishments and experiences, but there is no material evidence there. It's just the emotional experience that you've had, and this is like a feeling of gratitude for all of those things that you have experienced. So the more you feel gratitude for everything, everyone, etc., there will be more loving, nurturing and compassion, and that feeling, that energy that you emanate will be collected into the collective consciousness. So what daily activities will help you to become energetically aligned, mind, body and soul? Whatever feeds your mind, Libra. Okay, so the Queen of Swords is an intellectual woman. She loves everything that relates to the mind. The Swords cards represent the mind, the processes of the mind. So this could be reading, writing, anything that makes your mind stretch, basically. Okay, so anything that feeds that always mentally charged. Okay, so anything at a mental level, basically. Maybe a good book, maybe you're writing a book, maybe complete that book that you were writing or something like that. Okay, so what does Mama Moon have for you as a message? We have the Star card. The Star card is saying or should I say, Mama Moon is saying, embody the energies of the Star card, the Star. It's saying that whatever you have wished for is about to manifest. There is always hope after a storm. Do not lose hope. Have faith. Okay, so that's what the moon's message is for you, Libra. So enjoy the Taurus New Moon energies. Scorpio. So we have Scorpio next. Let's see what comes through for Scorpio. 6 cards in this layout. Beautiful cards. Okay, so the very first card represents how you can integrate more love, peace, and tranquility into your life right now. We have the Strength card. The Strength card represents you being more holding your strength in a more subtle way. Okay, so being more strong in a subtle way. The Strength card also represents the maiden that tames the lion. So it's like you are the maiden that tames the lion, that tames the beauty that tames that beast. So being more strong in a more gentle kind of way, where you will be keeping yourself in a cool, calm, collected position while you are also being nurturing, kind, loving, and holding the peace and tranquility. Okay, so that's you being the strong person, but in a very gentle way. Okay, so what will help you become more accepting of what you cannot control during this time? Emotional intelligence. The King of Cups represents the extroverted action or expression of the Cups card, which is relating to emotions and feelings, but it's a king, so the king is the most mature, which means it has emotional intelligence. So when the heart and the mind are in harmony, so what will help you become more accepting of what you cannot control during this time? By having emotional intelligence, acting with both the mind and the heart in a balanced way. That way you won't come across as being, immature, emotionally immature, or moody or clingy or anything like that. So that way you will become more accepting of what you cannot control during this time. So what are the cycles of life, like nature and the earth, trying to teach you during this time? They're saying accept what is and always have unconditional love. Okay, love is the answer. Love, unconditional love, source or love is the answer. Source or love is the cure, the answer to everything. So the cycles of life, nature, and the earth, they're all trying to say or teach you that No matter what happens, love will be the one that wins out. That's beautiful. Now, the next card shows how you can be more loving, nurturing, and compassionate at a collective level. This is saying, well, if you felt the worst emotionally and in your mind, it's time to release yourself from those and release those ideas and thoughts, or should I just thoughts? It's time to release those thoughts or mindsets from your mind and those fears from your mind, and time to get up from where you are. Okay. If you've been in a depression, it's time to get up. And that way you can become more loving and nurturing and compassionate, where your energies are going to be collected into the collective. Okay. At a collective level. So you need to pull yourself up. The next card is the Nine of Cups. So what daily activities will help you to become energetically aligned, mind, body, and soul? And this is saying, well, it's what you've always wanted to do. Anything and everything that you've always wanted to do and have more time to do. Okay? It's like you've always wished that you could do this or wished you could do that. Now you've got the time to do it, so do it. Okay? So, for your daily activities, there's a lot of things at the emotional level that is satisfying for you that you'll be able to do. And the last card is a message from Mama Moon, and Mama Moon is saying, whatever you had attached yourself to emotionally that was not healthy for you, regarding what it is that you are going through now, it's time to release it and move on from it. Okay? Just let it go and move on from it. It's time to move on from all of those emotional based situations that do not serve you anymore. Maybe it's hurting you more than it is serving you, especially relating to emotional situations, relating to you and your partner maybe, okay? Because during this time, it's all about your relationship with your other half as well. If you're committed or attached, Scorpio, it comes across that you will be very lovey-dovey during this time, and all those things that you had before that, you know, maybe grudges or whatever it may be, time to release them and let them go, and no longer to go back to them. Okay, so that's what's coming through with a message from Mama Moon. Okay, so Scorpio, that was your Astro Tarot, and I hope you have enjoyed that, and enjoy the new moon in Taurus energies. Okay, so Sagittarius, let's see what's coming through for you. We have a 6-card tarot layout. Sagittarius, you are in the 8th house, and it relates to other people's money, as well as it's one of those funny cards, you know, relating to, well, all I can say is that astrologically that you will be enjoying your time with family. Family will be very important for you during this time. Okay, so the very first card we have is the 9 of Wands. And we've got the 9 of Wands here. And the question that goes with this card is, how can you integrate more love, peace, and tranquility into your life right now? And with the Nine of Wands, it's saying that by having those healthy boundaries, you can integrate more love, peace, and tranquility into your life right now. Okay, so you need those healthy boundaries. It could be social distancing from friends, family members that do not live with you, etc. You are a very social person and you really need to have those social boundaries. So what will help you become more accepting of what you cannot control during this time? By doing some inner work, doing some spiritual work. Maybe having that you time where you put your earphones on and listen to some spiritual talk, or listen to some meditative music, or whatever it may be. That's going to help you to become more accepting of what you cannot control during this time. Okay? The next card is, what are the cycles of life, nature, and the earth trying to teach you at this time? They're trying to teach you that whatever you do, wherever you go, whatever you come across, you will always come out successful. We will get over this. We will, it's like, be victorious. We will be successful. We will be, we will succeed, etc. Those kind of feelings are coming through. So the cycles of life, sometimes we win, sometimes we lose. The cycles of nature and the earth are trying to teach you that we will succeed if we fight for it. This is like a soldier after the war comes back home and they're celebrating the victory. So if we fight for it, if we fight, we will win, we will succeed. So this is like a cycle. It's basically something that we are battling against, something that we don't know. Usually it was like we normally used to battle each other, but this time we're battling something else that is apart from ourselves. So this is showing us that if we do all connect as a humanity, then we will be able to succeed from this. Okay, so that's just the cycle of life. It's just the way it is. That's how it has happened until now. It's different, but still it's something that, if it was something that we were not able to succeed, it wouldn't have occurred, basically. There's always a solution to situations, always a solution, and that is what you're learning. Okay, so that is what you are learning, what is being taught to you during this time, that there is always a cycle of something happening. If there is a problem, there's always a solution, and we will always win, regardless. Either way, humanity will continue. Either way, there will be a lot of losses, but there will also be a lot of gains. Okay, so that's what you're learning during this time. It's just a cycle. So the next card is, how can you be more loving and nurturing and compassionate at a collective level? By being the true self, being your true self. The Temperance card represents Sagittarius. It's the card that brings the characteristic of Sagittarius out. So it's more like, Sagittarius is a very just card, so it needs balance. It needs everything to be in just, needs everything to be balanced, the energies. But also it's a very spiritual card where the angel comes through. It's also a very animalistic sign with the animal of the, you know, half horse, half human, where it represents the physical, where we need to be connected to the earth, where we need to be grounded. So it's the 3 levels coming through. The material, or the physical, the emotional, as well as the spiritual, all coming through with the Temperance card. And it is saying that by having all of those in alignment, in balance, you will be more loving, nurturing, and compassionate, and those energies will be collected at the collective level. Okay, and the energies that are collected at the collective level will be emanated throughout. So what daily activities will help you to become energetically aligned, mind, body, and soul? You need some physical stuff to do. Okay, so you need to move things around. You need to maybe change the shape of your lounge room. You need to maybe do some gardening in your garden. You need to maybe go for a jog around the block if you're allowed to. But you need to do some sort of physical work where you're pushing and pulling physical stuff. And if you've got like a home gym or something, perfect. Okay, so you need that stuff happening so that you can be energetically aligned, mind, body, and soul. And the message from Mama Moon is saying, do not be reckless. Do not be adventurous where you go off and do something silly. Okay, do not be reckless, and do not get frustrated and angry as well. Kind of tone it down. Okay, so you need to align those energies. You do not rush into something that you regret later on. Okay, that's what Mama Moon is saying. Okay, so that is for you, Sagittarius. I hope you enjoy the Taurus New Moon energies. Next we have Capricorn. So Capricorn, let's see what comes through for you with these 6 cards. 6 cards for Capricorn. These cards are flicking out readily for you. Okay, so we've got our 6 cards, and the very first card we have is the Sun card. And the question that corresponds to this card is how can you integrate more love, peace, and tranquility into your life right now? By being happy, feeling joy, inner fulfillment. Okay, so happiness, inner fulfillment, inner joy, celebration, success, especially within the home, within the family. Okay. The next card we have is the 5 of Pentacles. This is a card of normally known as the loss card, the grief or the loss card. And the second question says, what will help you become more accepting of what you cannot control during this time is that what is gone is gone. You cannot control it. You just have to accept the fact that these things are happening and will happen. So if you have lost anything, if you feel like you're at a financial loss, this is something you cannot control. Okay, it's something that is only temporary, but it's not something that you can control, and it is something that you need to kind of find a way to make peace with for the time being. It's something you cannot control during this time. So What are the cycles of life, nature, and the earth trying to teach you at this time? Well, you're probably thinking that this happened so quickly and suddenly. Everything just happened so quickly and suddenly that you weren't even prepared for it. Okay, so it's saying that it is teaching you by, you can't always be prepared for things. Things can happen suddenly and quickly. It's just part of life. It's just like a cycle of life. And when we look at nature, there's, a lot happening in nature as well. Things are clearing up quickly, like the air, for instance. Pollution is, very low at the moment. So you are seeing that there is a dramatic change in nature, on the earth as well, where it's kind of like clearing up as well. Okay, so you're seeing all that, you're acknowledging that. So how can you be more loving and nurturing and compassionate at a collective level? The Wheel of Fortune is saying that we'll just go with the flow by just going with what's happening at the moment and doing your best as possible. It is a cycle that you're going through, and sometimes we get summer, sometimes we get winter, and at the moment there is winter, but soon there will be summer because the wheel does not stop spinning. Okay, so by going with the flow and being adaptable to the situation as much as possible, and by not losing that side of you, being loving and nurturing and compassionate. So what daily activities will help you to become energetically aligned, mind, body and soul? You can do some sort of work that requires practical application. You can maybe do some gardening or creative work, whatever fancies you, but it does involve some sort of kinesthetic kind of application where you can touch it and feel it at the same time. So it could be some sort of craft work, some sort of creative endeavor. And with this, you can also find ways to invest in it. Okay, this is like also investing in it. So making more money in your own space, in your own time. And this last card is the card which is a message from Mama Moon. The Chariot card represents action, okay, but action that is out of alignment. It is saying that you are moving forward, but you are out of alignment. You need to bring your energies into alignment. You need to find your direction. Your direction is kind of scattered. You don't know which way you want to go. You don't know which way you're going. You need to be clear about your direction. You need to be clear about which way you want to go. You need to have more self-control. You need to have more discipline. Okay? More discipline to be able to bring the negative and the positive into alignment, where they're pulling the chariot into one direction rather than pulling them in separate directions, which will end up with the chariot splitting in half. Okay? So that's coming through for you, Capricorn. I hope you enjoy the Taurus New Moon energies. Aquarius. Let's see what's happening for Aquarius. Seems seems like they're going to jump out, but they don't. Okay. Okay, this is for Aquarius. Aquarius, the very first card we have is the Justice card. And it's saying, how can you integrate more love, peace, and tranquility in your life right now? By being in harmony, in balance. You need to balance yourself. You need to also get your root chakra into balance. The red represents the root chakra. Okay, so root chakra, sacral chakra, and the solar plexus, they all need to be balanced, especially the root chakra. Okay, the root chakra is the main one. And when you have all of these into alignment, when you have yourself into balance, you will be able to integrate more love, peace, and tranquility into your life right now. Okay, you need more balance. You're kind of like all over the place. You need to balance things. You need to put things in order as well. Have you been feeling a bit out of sorts with your finances? Feeling that maybe things are not going to continue as well as you thought they may be? It's because your root chakra is out of alignment. It needs to be balanced and put back into alignment. You also need to feel a bit more of the joy in life with the sacral chakra and have more confidence with the solar plexus. The second card is what will help you become more accepting of what you cannot control during this time. Family. Family, family, family. Okay, so family is going to help you to become more accepting of what you cannot control during this time. Their positive input, okay, as well as your security as well. If you've got some security to rely on, that's good. If you haven't, family's there that it can help out. The third card is showing us what the cycles of life, nature and earth are trying to teach you at this time. They're saying that you want to explore the beautiful places on this earth, but you're doing the waiting game where you're just looking out into the horizon and you're waiting to move forward. So this is a cycle you're going through. You realize that there is, a lot of beautiful places that you can explore on the earth. Possibly where you live is close to nature and you're being grateful for that. But it's saying that you need to do this waiting game before you can proceed and explore more. The next card represents how you can be more loving, nurturing, and compassionate at a collective level. Well, this is saying through your psychic abilities or your intuition, energetically, your emotions, they're all being collected into the collective consciousness. So what daily activities will help you to become energetically aligned, mind, body, and soul? It doesn't have to be a specific thing. As long as it makes you happy, you will be happy. So any activity that you feel happy doing will energetically help you to align mind, body, and soul. And the last card is a message from Mama Earth. And we have the Lover's card. And the Lover's card is saying that during the new moon in Taurus, if you have been undecided about something, you'll get some clear, a very clear message regarding that. If you have been undecided about relationships, If there has been some sort of problems and issues relating to relationships, all of these you will be very clear during this time with the new moon. And you will know which way to proceed forwards towards. Okay, so something relating to choices and relationships is coming through. So that is for you, Aquarius. I hope you have enjoyed that, and please enjoy the new moon in Taurus energies. Pisces, let's see what comes through for you. We have a 6-card spread for the Taurus new moon. Let's see what comes through. Okay, we have our 6 cards, and as usual we have 6 questions that correspond to each one of these cards. So the very first question is, how can you integrate more love, peace and tranquility into your life right now? And what we have is maybe sharing your finances with the people that you love, being the one that supports this time around. Okay, so helping out with finances is coming through. And the second card is, what will help you become more accepting of what you cannot control during this time? So it is saying, in your mind you need to learn to move your fears away. Move those fears from your mind, from your whole being, and instill those ideas, or should I say thoughts, of calm, tranquility and peace, so that you can overcome this situation and realize that it's something that you cannot change in the time being. The third card is the Page of Wands, and this is corresponding to the question, what are the cycles of life, nature and the earth trying to teach you at this time? Well, they're trying to teach you that being reckless and being immature with your actions in the past has probably had some sort of effect in nature. Okay, it could be anything. It could be the way you throw your rubbish, the way you dispose your rubbish. It could be anything. So maybe some chemical products that you use that kind of is not healthy for nature or the earth in as such. So being immature and not thinking about what you're doing, but more of a sense, acting on the spur of the moment, thinking this is the only way. Okay, so during this time you're learning more about what you can do, what you can't do within your daily life, how it affects nature, how it's affecting the earth. Okay, so like we've seen in nature, we've seen that pollution has dropped dramatically now because of less cars, for instance. So looking at all of that and kind of realizing that in the past, being not mindful of the way we acted, okay, that's what it is showing. It's like a cycle of life, or the cycle of life, or nature and the earth is teaching what was not done in a mature or mindful way in the past. Okay. The fourth card is how you can be more loving and nurturing and compassionate at a collective level. Okay, maybe by maybe growing this energetic ball of love and sending it to the universe or something, meditating on the nurturing energies by maybe making creative things, you know, physically practical things, maybe by planting seeds in the garden, or maybe baking that pie in the house, making homemade food, or whatever it is. Okay, so by doing that, you are putting that energy out. You are emanating that energy out, and it is kind of being absorbed into the collective consciousness, and that's going to be like emanated out in a mass way and affect everyone in that sense as well. So you're part of that. Everyone's part of that, but you're doing it in a more nurturing, compassionate way, loving, nurturing, and compassionate way, by doing some practical things. Okay, so maybe like planting seeds in the garden, baking a pie, making some homemade food, or it could even be like making that dress, knitting that sweater. It could be anything, but once you do it with love, okay, if you do it with love, it goes through. Okay, so the next card is your daily activities that will help you to become energetically aligned, mind, body, and soul. Now, we have the Death card, so it represents that whatever you're doing in your daily activity is something that you've never done before. Okay, it's probably something totally different, or it's changing. Maybe you're changing it the way you used to do it. Maybe you're doing it in a totally different way that you've never experienced before. It's like a transcending. It's like total transformation. You're transforming certain things from the way they were to a different way, and maybe you're transforming your home. Maybe you're redecorating your home. Maybe you're adding upcycling stuff, adding things to your clothes, upcycling your clothes, whatever it may be. There is like a transformation happening within your daily activities. These could be like hobbies, or it could even be your routine, daily routine. It's like a total transformation in your daily routine. Okay, and the last card is a message from Mama Moon, and Mama Moon is saying, gratitude, my love, gratitude. You need to feel gratitude for the experiences that you have experienced and felt emotional satisfaction for. Gratitude for all of those beautiful things that you have attained and experienced on an emotional level. So gratitude is the word for that last card. So Pisces, that is your tarot for the Taurus new moon. Enjoy the energies.